So you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him pull out the GoPro and record all the work that he's been doing, not showing you guys.
Look at us. Hey, look at us.
Look at us, huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
Welcome back. So most of you know who I am. For those of you who don't, I am Chris. I am a co-owner of this glorious establishment that is Hidden Motorsports. You can also refer to me as Captain Redbeard, or I'm also known as the infamous America's Ass. So today, I want to stop in. I want to update you a little bit, what's been going on, what we're doing, what I've been doing. Yeah, let's dive in. What are we gonna talk about? So, I think we've seen a couple little snippets of the F100. Let's talk a little bit about what is it, where did it come from, and what's my plan for it. So, without further ado, the official pile. So this thing is torn down and has been torn down for a little bit of time now. You guys have seen different, snippets of it in Klaus videos and the merch drop video. And speaking of merch drops, hit the websites, buy some merch, help us do cool stuff. This is my 54 F100. This is something that I have owned now for probably pushing 5, if not maybe 6 years. I bought it a couple years back, 5, 6 years ago. I went to work for a shop, and the first day I was on the scene at that shop, I walked off to the side of the shop, just kind of getting my bearings, looking around, and I was like, dude, what is that? That is nasty. I need it in my life. And what was it? It was the 54 F100. We're gonna go LS, we're gonna go twin turbo, we're gonna go T56 Magnum. We're gonna make this thing as indestructible as possible. We wanna beat the crap out of it. So that was the plan. So I've got a mock-up LS right there. I was just kind of playing around with that the other day, threw the headers on it, just kind of had it sitting in the engine bay, kind of seeing what my space was looking like. It was looking good. We'll probably throw that back in at the end of the night if we make some good progress and let you guys see what that mock-up looks like. Well, it's another night in the shop. We are taking some time away from all of our current customer work to spend some long nights and work on this pile. I think the last time we stopped in and talked about it, we were playing with the fuel system, just kind of mocking up where we wanted to set the tank. Just getting an idea of what it looked like, where we were sitting, because the next step I wanted to move on to was plotting this C-notch and kind of seeing what that was gonna look like. So we kind of got a decent idea. We're running about a 6-inch notch right now. This is obviously my cardboard template. That's kind of my weekend art project at home. Well, so far, travel wise, everything wise, I mean, 6 inches should be more than sufficient.
That's what she said.
But it kind of looks perfectly in line with the top of the fuel cell where that's gonna sit. So I should be able to raise my bed about a good even 6 inches. Still have a usable bed, which was one of the things I always wanted. I didn't want to completely lose like the functionality of the bed of the truck, like a lot of guys do when they go with a higher, heavier notch, but we'll come back to that later. On round one, we had a kind of off-brand, I think it was potentially like an early model Team Z tubular subframe. And the problem that I was running into trying to get it mocked up in the frame rail was it was way too wide. It's a tubular front subframe out of a SN95 Mustang. So 99 to 04, I think those were. I was sitting underneath one day working on it, and I was just like, you know what? Those frame rail widths look just about right. I think I can make that work. I was dumb. This is stupid. I don't know why I do this. I don't know why I torture myself to build race cars and do all this stupid stuff in my free time. It's a sickness. Today, we're working on building a C-notch for it. I've got some metal up here. We've got some 120 wall 2x4. We're gonna do some measuring. We're gonna do some chopping. We're gonna see what we can make work. today we've got it done. So I've got both my C notches here. I'm loving the way that it's fitting compared to the previous subframe that we were running. So we're gonna start welding this thing up and we're gonna make a roller. Let's do it.
One eternity later.
Looks like you've made a lot of progress on the truck. Where's all that footage?
Bump your ass around the corner.
What are you doing here? Looks like bars.
Trying to get the passenger and driver side to meet up in height, angles, the whole 9 yards to make them identical to each other. So that's pretty much it.
Welding your struts to these bars, is that what that's for?
This is a temporary guide plate to get my width that I set on another 2000 Mustang that was here. So I made a quick jig so I can set my width and get a good idea of where my strut should be. So then we measure setback and caster. We're kind of eyeballing it right now. So we've got that set by ratchet straps. And then we've got our
Legit.
cross distances equal. And then once the outer hoops are set, then we'll make a secondary hoop coming off of it. And it's gonna get like basically a 1/4 inch or so, 3/16 inch steel plate. That will be the permanent upper strut plate. And then we'll come back through and make a nice pretty strut support bar.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It's a little bit of work.
Fun.
Measuring, digital angle finder.
Measure 3 times, cut once, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
So you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him pull out the GoPro and record all the work that he's been doing, not showing you guys.
I get a little sidetracked sometimes, okay?
So what we have, I don't even know in the records. I think we made the strut bars or these tower bars last.
Yeah, I think we were working suspension last time we sat down and talked.
All right, so now it looks like we got a body propped up, engine plates. There's an angle kit. I think maybe that was there. But what are we doing right now?
Kit got thrown on. Right now we're mocking up the drivetrain. We got the cab on. We got the cab installed, so we can start mocking up drivetrain. Drivetrain was kind of all set up and put together, and then now I was able to trim up the motor plates, so we have front plate, mid plate installed. Right now we're working on making some brackets to hold the tail shaft. A lot of people say you don't technically need to. I want to.
Yeah, definitely support the tail shaft.
Because I mean, if we're doing 1/4 miles and nothing else, then it's not that big a deal. But you know, this truck's gonna go sideways. It's gonna get clutch kicks. It's gonna get a whole lot of stuff. So I'm here to build it for a long time, not just a short time. So a little over-engineer here and there ain't gonna kill it.
No, this fits in nice. I want to know how, because isn't like the radiator going to be right here? So
yeah, the old radiator mount, which is behind you on the floor,
used to mount off of these 2 bolt holes on the front, which this is actually
Oh, wow.
a little far forward.
Well, that's not good.
So it sits like right about here. Now, I mean, mind you, that whole thing's going to get ripped out. The only thing that's going to sit up front is going to be the intercooler. The radiator is going to be rear mounted on the cage. So that's not a space issue. But yeah, we're running out of space very quickly.
It's going to be immediately turbos.
I mean, we will have a lot of area here.
Yeah, I might have to.
So we'll probably bring them out, set the turbos here.
We put them where the headlights are. The intake where the headlights. How sick would that look?
I thought about it.
We should think more about it because
I was wanting to put like a 2-to-1, like a 2 in the side, 1 out the top intercooler in the front where the grill would sit, and then maybe do a custom headlight bucket. Like I thought that would be cool. And then I was like, well, why don't we just ditch the headlights and put the filters there?
That would be pretty cool.
But I couldn't find I couldn't find a cool enough like LED strip style headlight that wasn't like a Jeep headlight. I don't want a Jeep headlight. You know, like a trail light. And I'm like, that's not what we're going.
Cool. Well, all right. I'm gonna let you get back to it.
So as we continue to make progress, I keep finding it to be, I don't know if I would use the word funny, but I thought as we were starting this project, I thought, man, I've got so much room in this truck bay. I'll be able to put this LS, these twin turbos, all this stuff's gonna fit so nicely. I'm gonna have so much room. My turbos will sit over here. And the further I go, the more I realize this truck is tiny. I have very little room, and we're gonna have to keep customizing, and I don't know, we'll figure it out. Trim these back, new flanges, make some more room for turbos. I just pulled this guy out of the box. It's the first time I've actually really looked at this closely. It's quite a bit bigger than I originally thought. We're working on making the tail shaft. Kind of hard to see here. We'll slide under the truck. We're making tail shaft support. So we're running mid plate, we're running engine plate. A lot of people say, oh, you don't need a tail shaft support, but I want. So we've been doing some playing. We've got some mock-up. I had a beautiful transmission plate we ordered a little while ago as I was planning for this. And I kind of wish I would have thought ahead, which is impossible, but we made these cool little mounts the other day. That was yesterday. So pretty simple, piece of 1/8" steel. Heated it, bent it in a vise, nothing super crazy. Turned out nicely. So transmission mount, going back to the concept of removable and easy, if we're in the middle of nowhere having to change a clutch or whatever it may be. We wanted to be able to drop out with as little bit of playing around as possible. So Nate and I kind of brainstormed the other day, and I had a couple thoughts about, we'll run a short stub shaft to 1.25" quick connect for the bar, and then we'll run an intermediate bar. And Nate's comment was, I really hate things hanging off that I can get snagged up on. And I was like, man, I guess you're not wrong. So we came up with this idea. I like it. I think it'll work out well. So these are temped in place, and we're bending our bar. Let's go have fun. So This is our supporting mount. Pretty simple, just an 1/8 inch plate. We bent it with a little gusset on the side, notched it to the tube. And my thought process was, if I can get this set at a relatively decent angle and have it overhang the inner edge of the support, it should drop right out, right? We'll run 1.25 inches because we are running front plate and mid plate. I don't need a lot back here. I mean, this is the idea, this is the concept. It's gonna come in, it'll be trimmed to fit with a plate, 2 bolts, end of story. I've ranted long enough. Let's build. You said you think it needs what?
More.
Mower? Mower for the flower?
Mow angle, fold the jangle. Can.
We're back. We're playing with the F100. And we are currently trying to solve a problem. And that problem is the events are coming too quick, the days are ticking off too fast, and we are not ticking off the need to do list fast enough. So tonight's agenda is playing a little bit more with these brakes that we're setting up. Nothing super crazy. So this rear end that we stuck in the other day, I don't think we really talked a whole lot about it. Long story short, the old rear end was too wide to fit these fat, nasty rocket wheels that we picked up. So hopped on Marketplace, went looking for an 8.8, found this one that was for sale locally, the perfect width, snagged it up. It's a 2000 Explorer 8.8, so it's a little bit different than the Mustang, but still close enough that we can use it. The width was perfect. Didn't have to do any trimming, didn't have to fit it. We literally just cut the brackets for the, whatchamacall those things? Leaf springs. Cut the leaf spring brackets off of it and fabbed it up about 2 nights ago. So we've got mounts tack welded on. Last night I threw the brake brackets on just to double check that they fit, threw the rotors on. This morning we got pads and calipers, we're gonna throw those on. This morning we also got a wishbone set up for the rear end, so we're gonna start playing with that. See if I can get that fabbed up. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Aside from stressing, because there's too many things to do, not enough days. Let's go. If you're wondering why I'm sitting here staring at this brake like I have no idea what I'm doing, I can't tell you the last time I've had to set up brakes on an Explorer. And I believe everything from what I looked at last night, I believe the brackets and everything are installed correctly. I'm gonna double check that real quick. But when you set this caliper or this rotor in place, it seems to have a lot of tension and a lot of, like, the caliper is being pulled to the outside pretty heavily, and it really seems to be sitting pretty far over on the slide bushing. So my fear is, once we get this thing bolted down and everything's rocking and rolling, is this outer pad gonna be able to pull off the rotor enough when the brakes are released and not end up overheating? We'll find out. We're gonna do some more research and see what we got going on. Let's throw the other side together.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
El piso shito.
Yay!
As usual, we got excited and we started playing before we started filming. So, what are we doing tonight? Tonight is swap this piece of crap for that piece of crap.
Hey!
Put big old wheels on and go fast.
No, so they already saw that we put a rear end in your car. Why do we have another rear end?
Okay. Rewind. So, this rear end is a 56¼ inch, narrowed, as you can see here, and you can see here. This 8.8 has been narrowed to 56½ inches, which is almost the exact number that we need to fit these.
Up there.
Those up there. Big old nasty fat 12-inch wide 18 by 12 with a 5.5 inch backspace, nasty Holley rocket wheels.
Shout out Holley.
Cannot wait. Now you got to check this out because this is cool. This is cool.
Oh yeah, the front boys.
So we did some work last night and we've got some brakes mocked up. We've got our front rockets mocked up, but I don't know if you can see this that well through the camera. But we have about 3 sheets of paper worth of space. We are currently, as they say, living on a prayer, hoping that our front wheels don't rub. So currently, the 8.8 that we have in the rear is, I think, about 66 inches wide. It was perfectly bought, perfectly spec'd for this set of XXRs that I picked up for a steal on Marketplace. But we decided to go a different direction. Long story short.
This is a we.
I decided. Primarily because this is a Brembo caliper off of a Cadillac ATS. So it's a 4-piston Brembo caliper running a 2011 to 2014, I believe, GT500 14-inch front brake rotor. Using the S&S Engineering's bolt kit. So they run, you knock out the factory press in to the aluminum caliper threaded insert. You put in the S&S Engineering threaded insert. I did not get video of that last night. Shame on me. But anyway, you press it out, you press in the S&S Engineering's threaded insert setup, and then you have Brembo 4-piston calipers on a 14-inch rotor. The XXRs that we run on the rear and were previously running on the front are a 3-piece design. And you can see, being 3-piece, they have a stepped lip that sits on the inside, which makes the inner barrel much narrower than a traditional 1-piece 18-inch wheel. So given the nature of the 14-inch rotor, the big old Brembo sitting on top of it, we just didn't have enough clearance to run that. So we stepped up to the killer rockets from Holley. We stepped up to the 14-inch rotor, the Brembos, the S&S Engineering, and we just got all that nailed down last night. So when I spec'd out this wheel combo, I looked at these 18 by 12s with a 5.5 inch offset, and I was like, I don't care what I have to do, we're running this thing. This wheel is nasty. So the offset and everything is just, it's glorious. I can't wait to put this thing on here. But that wheel would not fit on this rear end inside the fenders without major modification. So we're scrapping that rear end. The other reason we're scrapping that rear end is it came out of a late 80s town car. Yeah, late 80s town car, late 80s Crown Vic. It is a strictly drum brake rear end. It runs a different bolt pattern than the Mustang 8.8s do. I was not able to buy a disc brake conversion kit for it, so it was either buy Mustang 8.8, end links, axles, spool, gears, bearings, blah, 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 spend a bunch of money, or buy that and cut the flanges off, weld it in, done. So we picked up this rear end today. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you, bro, for going to pick it up. This rear end is 56.25 inches wide, which is money for these 18-inch rockets that we're about to sit on here. So, as I said earlier, I got a little ahead of myself always exciting when you get to bust out the plasma torch and just rip some metal apart. So I've already cut off one bracket. I'm halfway through the next bracket. We're about to cut this side off real quick. We're about to make some sparks and some fun. Knock these brackets off, grind them down, make it pretty, and we're gonna weld it into the rear end. Let's go. Hey. So we've all got those moments when we build these race cars where we ask ourselves, why do we do this? And right now it's one of those moments. I had a great plan to come in here tonight, throw my brakes on the rear end, done. Check out the wishbone that we just got in today for the rear axle stabilization, done. Looked at that, it'll work like a champ. Started running through the checklist and I was like, man, what else can I do really quick tonight to make some progress before we call it a night? And in my head I thought, why not pull my motor out, pull out the mock-up motor that we had in there. We'll put this in, because all we really have left to do on this is find push rod length and then get push rods for it, install rockers, put the valve covers back on, and she's ready to run. Couple sensors, nothing major. So I thought, man, why don't I just throw this thing in the truck? That shouldn't take too long, no big deal. That is not the case, not even close. I forgot a handful of pretty major steps that have to be done first. One of which is checking the true of the bell housing to the crankshaft. That was not something I planned to do tonight. That is not something I'm excited to do tonight, but it's got to get done. So as I sit here and evaluate why the heck do I build a race truck, I guess we got to just keep going. Well, that puts an end to tonight's shenanigans. Hit a couple road bumps, nothing major, waiting on a couple parts. I was really hoping to have this thing sitting in the truck tonight. That is, however, not gonna happen. Process went smooth. I was extremely surprised on one major thing tonight, which was the run out on the bell housing is actually spot on. I think that's the first one that we've installed yet that we haven't had to put some offset dowel pins in to true up the bell housing. That made me very happy. I didn't really want to have to screw around with that tonight, but that's perfect. It's ready to go in. Slave cylinders in the trans. The only thing that we're really missing to put this thing in is the clutch line. Just a stupid little part. I didn't have the right one in stock. I had 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot sections. I had 1 foot sections. I really need a 2 foot section to make it right. So it's coming. The 3N to 3N male fitting is also coming. I was out of those as well. So yeah, we'll get back to it when we get back to it, probably tomorrow. So that's it for tonight. It's time to sleep.
Well, it's been a very long road, but your truck is outside. Look at it. Look at it. It's got sunlight on it. Beautiful. Tell people what we've done, because it's been a whole lot of time lapse, some talking. Right? Yeah.
We've worked hard.
Yeah. Lots. Lots of late nights. Look at that. This is the LME engine. This is the engine that's actually staying in it. Should be good for 1500 horsepower. We gotta do some work on the engine plates and mid plates still, a little bit.
Yeah, plates need to be finalized. A little bit of trimming for the alternator location. Mid plate needs frame mounts built in. Right now the mid plate's just kind of hanging out in its location.
All kinds of stuff. We built little fender supports, so those are hanging. You can see the angle kit down here. That'll be awesome for drifting. Steering drop box. There's just like so much that has been done. Tori from Redbeard plugging away. Look, floors in the truck, and that is a massive trans tunnel.
Massive trans tunnel.
Massive. Is there a reasoning for that?
Well, you gotta be able to pull the trans out when you blow the clutch up. And given burnout comms,
we like to blow up
no
clutches.
matter how good of a clutch you run, it's gonna have to be replaced.
Yes, Klaus is averaging 1 to 2 a year.
Yeah.
Clutch kicks are destroying it.
Clutch kicks, drifting, burnout costs. It's gonna take a lot of abuse. It's gonna have to come out. So
yes.
we tried to take that into consideration when we plotted the tunnel, but obviously you can see there's not a lot of room between the seats, but we needed a lot of room for the bell housing to be able to come back far enough. So this was what we came up with.
It looks like though just enough room for seats and the trans.
Just enough room. It's perfect.
It looks great. Cage is awesome. You guys saw before over there is the NHRA certification sticker. We got 6x6 floor mounts for the seats. They'll have nice brackets.
Couple deck screws will be good.
Right, that'll pass tech.
Yeah, pass tech.
That'll be good. We'll get all that mounted. Going to the rear, we have another rear end in the car, or the truck now. Which it's like the other one, but shorter and actually has disc brakes on it already.
Yes. Yeah, so this is basically a 2000 Explorer rear end that we found on Marketplace. It was the perfect width for what we needed to run. Because when we bought these rocket wheels from Holley, I didn't care what I had to do to the rear end. I just said, I'm buying these wheels. I bought the widest with the nastiest offset we could get, and I said, I will make it work. And I was fully planning on trimming down the old rear end, but this one came up for sale at a good price. It was already trimmed. It was a perfect width. Saved me a lot of time in cutting and welding and fab in the other rear end. So
it looks great. We'll have like what, a nice, probably cut some more out, have some big old tubs.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out a tub situation on the inside. That'll be
we don't need tubs for now. There's Ice Cream Cruise, which, no, LS Fest East is 1 week from exactly today. We have to leave in 6 days on the Wednesday for setup. We'll see what we have if we bring a roller, because we will have merch trailer and Klaus, and then it's up to us if we want to bring another truck. And then the only other thing kind of running is the Mustang. We haven't touched that since filming. It needs love and things. Fuel cell, not in there tight, but this is where it's gonna go. Speaking of rocket wheels, these don't look like rocket wheels in the rear. It looks like in the front the rocket, but in the back not the rocket.
Not yet,
but I think they just came in. So how about we throw those bad boys on?
They're ready.
Let's put them on. Let's get these beefy boys in. They are monsters. Ready? Look at the dish. Are you gonna have to like do the dishes? Let's see if they fit. We built this whole truck around this set of wheels. They seem a bit heavier.
They're honestly not. They're
really?
I think they're lighter than those.
Really?
Yeah, I was noticing that the other day when I was pulling them out of the box and checking them out.
Well, the offset is different because it's definitely pushed them out some.
When your offset's so aggressive, it's hard to get your impact in there.
Oh yeah. You gotta go in between the spokes. Oh, oh, oh. You know that stink face you get when like heavy metal breakdown starts? That's what I'm feeling right now. Really makes your rear rotors look small now.
Yeah. Well, we still gotta be able to put a 15 under it.
That is true. 15s for drag slicks will go on it.
Got a little bit more ride height now.
Yeah, another thing we were just thinking about last night is he's like, hey, I'm gonna be an inch or two off the ground. I'm like, well, when we have 18-inch steel wheels without rubber on, once you blow tires, we have to see if it hits.
Yeah.
Because if you've seen some of the Burnout guys, they'll blow the tires and they can't move because they instantly go straight to frame. We will see.
We're inside the running board, so that's a good sign.
It's like the perfect fitment.
It's almost like my calculations were correct.
If my calculations are correct.
This is where my nerdiness comes into play of offset calculation.
That is a man deep in thoughts over there. Contemplating life's choices on why am I doing all this.
Why do we build race cars?
But look at that, bro. That looks amazing. Yeah, what's going to be the theme? Are we painting or clear coating?
The body pieces are just going to get a clear on them. I'm not painting any of the interior body-wise. The cage will get painted, the floor will get painted, and then that's about it.
Sounds great to me.
Maybe paint the firewall. We'll see.
Yeah. Just going to give it a little miniature wet sand to knock off the thick stuff, and then that Pappy's patina or Poppy's patina coat.
Poppies, or yeah, we'll see what's on the market.
Oh wait, our friend Derek from Vice Grab has his own stuff now.
Does he?
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna look good. Your hood is also freaking massive. You guys can see that hood goes like all the way up here and then down. Turbo placement. Are we thinking about headlights or a cone to the headlights? I don't know.
I don't know yet.
Leave it down in the comments right here. Tell Chris where the turbos. I want the turbos to be headlights and then a little light bar, but it's not my truck.
I just hate the idea of a Jeep light bar.
That is true.
If it weren't for the Jeep light bar, I'm on board. But
they make turbo LED light kits. It's like you stick them on the inside or something and they glow.
they glow, but they're not headlights.
That's true. Yeah. That's fine. You don't need to see. It'll be about as bright as our future. Well, that looks great to me. Let's end off this very long video that's been in progress for 2 years.
Don't say that. Almost
2 years later, we got a roller, a nice looking roller. That's it for that one. We will see you guys on the next one. Balls are out.